confidence comes after you do the thing, right? And we often think we need the confidence before we do the thing. Confidence comes in the doing.
No one feels fully ready for things that matter, and especially when you're approaching it for the first time.
Recognize is that both nerves and readiness can exist at the same time. We can be nervous and we can also still be ready. Can you imagine how many episodes we would not have done if we waited until we were perfectly ready? Welcome back to Unapologetic Rabble-Rousers. I'm DocShellie.
And I'm Carla Lewis. Okay. I think we should start. I think we should start before we feel ready.
I don't know. I'm not ready. We didn't prep. We did not prep for this. I'm not ready.
Not ready. Oh my gosh. This whole idea about waiting until you feel so solidly on top of, part of, ingrained in, all of that stuff, waiting until it feels perfect to get started is
Could you imagine how many episodes we would not have done if we waited until we were perfectly ready?
Right.
I think we'd still be on episode 1.
Yep, probably so. And if perfection was something that we were, never mind. If you've been with us for a while, or even just since the beginning of this episode, you know that perfection is not what we're going for. What we are going for is some clear messaging around things that matter, things that get in our way, things that help us move forward in the life that we want to build or the one that we choose. And so this whole notion about waiting until you feel ready really needs some attention, because folks, progress isn't dependent on perfection. It's dependent on you taking steps so that you can get into the process of learning, growing, becoming, that confidence has a chance to get a seed going. It gets to lay down some roots. So if you are somebody who is getting ready to be ready to get ready, to be ready to be ready, this one's for you. You need to start before you feel ready. Let's dig into this.
Let's dig into this. Oh, where do we start?
I would like to say the first thing I would say is confidence. In all of the speaking work that you and I both do, in all of the going out and networking activities that we do, there's something to be said for having confidence and being able to go out and just engage with people. But confidence doesn't mean that everything is ready. You're fearless. You are fully prepared. You're certain. You're clear. It'll get there. Something will be growing every time you get out and exercise some of those muscles that are your getting ready muscles. But that's not how
you're getting
work.
ready muscles.
You're getting ready muscles. So perfection doesn't lead to the progress. So let's talk about confidence in this.
Well, I think it's confidence comes after you do the thing, right? And we often think we need the confidence before we do the thing. And so I was just reminded earlier this week that I have studio time for a 3-day workshop. And I was like, oh, I'm not ready for that. I was like, freaked me out. And the girl was like, calm down, you're ready. And I was like, no, I mean, like, I have no content for a 3-day workshop. And she's like, but isn't it exciting? I'm like, it is both simultaneously exciting and it scares the shit out of me. It's kind of funny. So, but that's the thing about readiness. It might mean you're scared. It might mean this is going to fail epically. I don't know everything. I might look like a complete jackass. I won't. But
no, because
I might.
I'm going to be your posse, and I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. Yep.
But I might. And then I think a lot of times when we don't feel ready, we're also looking for some sort of, please, somebody give me a guarantee that this is going to be the thing, or this is going to make me look good, or this is going to bring me the millions of dollars I'm looking for, or this is going to bring me the followers, or this is going to be the answer, whatever that is. Confidence comes in the doing. I think back to when I was a kid. My aunt took me skiing. I did not know how to ski. We started on the bunny hills. Also, when she took her grandson skiing to the bunny hills for the first time,
Mhm.
he ran back in the house and came out with carrots. And she said, "What are those for?" And he said, "We're going to the bunny hills." He wanted to feed the bunnies.
So
I was
sweet.
like, "Oh my God, that's so cute." They're both going to murder me for telling that story. At least I didn't use any names. But anyway, so we went to the bunny hills, and I got the bunny hill as I remember. She might have a different version of the story, but as I remember, I caught on to the bunny hills pretty quickly. So we went to the little bit more advanced hills.
Mhm.
I didn't know what I was doing. I probably had no business being on anything other than a bunny hill at that age. I had a blast. I'm wiped out many, many times. I was not at all confident in my ability to ski, but I was confident in my ability that I was going to figure it out and it was going to be fun, even at that young age. And so the confidence comes in the action of doing, but our brains get stuck in the loop of, no, no, you're not ready because you're scared. You're going to fail. You might not do it right. You might look silly. People might not like it. You're not guaranteed any results. All of that stuff just means you're human. So if we have
And
to think about the excitedness or that nervousness, it's our nervous system reacts the same way to excited and scared, nervous. Just think it's uncomfortable. It doesn't have to mean we're not ready. It just means you're uncomfortable, which guess what? That means you're human. Congratulations.
and I love that you brought up the fact that our body, it responds in the exact same way, whether it's fear or excitement.
Hmm.
And so it's the packaging that we decide to wrap around the emotion that will then prevail
Yeah.
as to which direction we're going to go. And we just spent an episode talking about making choices, making a decision. And when you don't make a decision, that is a decision. So the fact that you're human and that your body recognizes as you're hurling yourself through space on top of frozen water with sticks tied to the bottom of your feet, that there's nothing real natural about that,
No,
but it can be fun.
it's
And there
fun.
are
It's
people who,
adventurous.
yep, in our last episode, we talked about the Stuckosaurus, the little
Yeah.
5, 6, 7-year-old girl who is just an absolute treat to watch as she's snowboarding down these massive mountains.
Hmm.
I mean, just incredible without fear.
Yeah.
Okay, so it means you're human. And the fact that when we face something that really matters, something that's in some way, shape, or form really big, something that's really important, I don't know that we would ever be able to approach that for the first time and feel fully ready to take whatever that thing is on. No one feels fully ready for things that matter, and
No.
especially when you're approaching it for the first time.
Hmm.
So you come up against something that's new and it matters, you're not going to be bringing your calm certainty with you. It's not going to be there. There's going to be excitement that you're facing something new and something that you have deemed does matter. But those moments, starting a business, leaving a business. Let's talk about some of the things that can come up for us in our daily lives and in the lives we choose to develop, where this calm certainty would be lovely, but is probably not ever going to be present from the first at the very beginning.
There's 1,000 things. You start a new job, there's nerves that come with it. You go to a new pickleball club. there's you don't know the people. There's a little uncertainty that comes with that. You walk into a new networking event, you walk onto a new stage, you walk into a new restaurant. Anything. There's anything can be uncomfortable for people that is new and different. It could just be a awkward conversation. It could be sharing an idea. It could be something that simple that causes people to have some level of angst or nerves. They don't feel ready. How many times do people play conversations over and over and over in their head before they have it, thinking they're going to get ready for it? Then they go and they have the conversation, and darn it, I thought about 1,000 ways that person was going to respond, and they went 1,001 on me. That one I didn't think of.
That's going to
The
happen a
important thing
majority
to
of the time.
recognize is that both nerves and readiness can exist at the same time. We can be nervous and we can also still be ready.
So if you can package that nervousness into something that doesn't hold you back, but that you just go ahead and acknowledge that, well, this must matter to me because look at that. Look at what I'm feeling. Doesn't make it bad. Like you said earlier, it just makes you human.
God forbid we recognize that we are all human beings.
Or honor the fact that, yes, it's okay. And that you don't have to be completely clear on what's ahead or what's going to next come out of your mouth without it. You don't have to be completely clear before actually taking this step, before opening your flap, before
Your flap.
doing the thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to be clear. But what happens when you start? Clarity itself starts to form.
Mm-hmm.
And with that clarity comes confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because look, yeah, I am still breathing. Everything's okay. Or, oops, it's going in this direction. Okay, now your mind is less on, I'm in this and I'm doing this, to, oh, I'm going to chase it down that direction now because that's where this conversation or whatever it might be is going. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not about you anymore. You're out there getting clear about where you want to take this or where you want to lead or follow. And it's not about the packaging. You take a step. Now you are in momentum. Just that first step. And once you're in momentum, there's a whole different energy. There's a whole different set of things to be thinking about. But when you're stuck, I don't know. I don't dive in the pool. I but the notion of standing up there, I watched the Olympics and when they're standing up on those platforms especially, I don't know why that's extra angsty for me. But standing on the edge and just looking over, or have you seen those Red Bull divers that are, it seems thousands of feet in the air over cliffs and they're diving? It's like, oh my God. When you're just standing there, but once you take
See,
that,
to me, that is like thrill, exciting. I'd do it in
yeah,
a minute.
uh,
20
good.
years ago, I would have done it in
And
a minute.
I
Not
would be cheering you on from someplace really safe. That's my choice. But
Love that stuff.
but after you get into the movement, all of the thinking starts to shift. You're no longer thinking about I'm going to take this. I'm going to do it. No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. There's no sense in me thinking about not doing it anymore because I am. And after that movement starts, now we start learning. With every moment, with every breath, we're trying it. We're adjusting based on the feedback we're getting or the energy or the new thoughts that are firing because our adrenaline is flowing. And now all of that creativity is getting unleashed. And you're noticing things, others are noticing, others are responding. It's, you need to take that step and get into that motion. It doesn't mean you're ready, but it is meaning you're moving. And with that motion and momentum comes confidence. You can't just sit there and think your way into confidence.
No.
You've got to practice your way there.
Yes. Indeed. And I
How do
think
we?
recognize that the small, like a small step counts. It doesn't have to be giant leaps, giant steps. Sometimes we think we've got to get all the way to the finish line
Mhm.
before we'll feel confident. But no, little tiny action can create that confidence.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And recognize that we don't need the entire map before we take that first step. We don't have to have the whole ding dang thing planned out.
Not the whole ding dang thing.
Maybe the ding darn thing, but not the ding dang thing.
Love it.
So if you find yourself in this place of feeling like you need to find confidence before you can take the movement, recognize that the little tiny movement can break that stuck energy. So think about what is one thing that is available for you today. What's one move? One little tiny chess piece that you can move. Journal on it. Think about it. Process through it. But that's your move. That's going to start building your confidence. Whether it's, I have a friend, for example, that refuses to make a doctor appointment for herself because she doesn't want to know. Like, make the appointment. So maybe that's your one move. Maybe it's sending an email. Maybe it's starting a conversation. Maybe it's asking a question. Just one little thing. Just start with a little small thing. Make your move. Do it. Because future you is built by today's you.
Mm.
We are not the same person. I just heard someone, I wish I could remember who it was, but he was talking about how in 10 minutes we are not the same person we were right now. It's a little excessive, but I get his point.
Yes.
Like, tomorrow we are not the same people we are today. So if we take a chance today, think of the gains we can get for tomorrow. So future you is built by today's you. So really think about what kind of confidence do you want to carry into tomorrow? Start to make that move today. What's the confident version of you that you admire? What does that look like? She's not sitting out there waiting for you somewhere. She's right here. Or he's right here. Didn't mean to exclude anyone. Or they are right here. But you're creating that person right now through your self-talk, through the repetitions you make, through the risks you take, through the courage you have, through your actions, whether they are perfect, imperfect, or somewhere in between. So we don't become ready. We become ready by starting. To your whole point. Sum that up.
Well, with that, I'm Carla Lewis.
I'm DocShellie. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week. So future you is built by today's you. So really think about what kind of confidence do you want to carry into tomorrow? Start to make that move today.